Abbott Elementary. Abbott Elementary is the series, the mockumentary workplace kind of comedy, very much similar in the vein of, you'll hear a lot of comparisons to things like Modern Family, The Office, Parks and Recreations, very much in kind of that style, looking at the camera, documentary kind of mockumentary as they call it kind of style. This series is created by Quanta Brunson, and then she's Quinta Brun. Quinta Bronson. She's been. I've seen her around for like a while. Doing kind of various different things, popping up places. I've seen her like on the Black Lady Sketch Show. I remember she also did like a bunch of like social media stuff on Instagram. But
she did this Instagram show called "Girl Who Has Never Been on a Nice Date," and that went viral. She went on to be a producer over at BuzzFeed. Made a lot of videos like focusing on like stuff for like people in their 20s, and then after she left that, she did a couple of CW pilots. She was on iZombie for a little bit, and like you've mentioned, stuff like Black Lady Sketch Show.
Yeah. So she's been around for a minute. So she is a creator of this show. And the reason why she created this show, she said, was because of her own experiences with a teacher that she was with and really inspired her. And that's part of the real reason, kind of inspiration behind this show, which is all about teachers in a public school in Philadelphia. Place where Chase is from. Chase used to be a former host on the show. Yeah. He used to be from Philly. So it's nice to see how the education system here failed him. And we get a kind of nice backstory on that here.
I know. A lot of the time recording with him, I was wondering what the hell's the deal with that guy, and now I get a little bit of an insight into that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. We get a little bit of insight, a little backstory on the Philadelphia public school system, and the show kind of tackles a lot of different issues dealing with obviously public school underfunding. Maybe a lot of teachers overwhelmed, because the series starts off with this, with the character of Quinta Bronson, who's a young teacher. Most like a lot of these teachers are nowadays. A lot of teachers are in their 20s, and they're dealing with a lot of these kids, and it can be overwhelming, and they can make you just want to kill them. And absolutely, I mean, the kids are basically emotional terrorists. I mean, they make you. I mean, they just basically almost run you out of the school, and you got to just be prepared emotionally to deal with all this.
There are a couple of kids in the show that are terrifying.
Oh yeah,
that pretty much dissuaded me of any like potential ideation of ever becoming an educator.
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely. Especially one episode.
Nah, I'd kill this fucker.
Yeah, especially one episode they deal with a student named Courtney. Oh my god, like Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was like
that episode was fucking brilliant.
Oh. It was. Y'all must never, y'all must have went to the good schools. None of these kids scared me. I was prepared. Sorry.
It was like last week she corrected my math. I mean, she did it by throwing a calculator at my head, but she was right.
So I mean, they're dealing with a lot of these kids. So you see kind of the divide of some of these teachers, because you have some older teachers in this. You have like one of the older teachers who's played by Cheryl Lee Ralph, who is, by the way, she's 65 years old. I couldn't guess it. I mean, she looks fantastic. Yeah. She's
God damn.
Yeah, she's the religious kind of kindergarten teacher here.
Right, Nick, come to our side. Come to our side.
And then you also have another one who's Melissa, who's played by Lisa Ann Walter. So they're kind of the two older teachers there, and then they contrast with the two younger teachers, who's played by Quinta Bronson, and then Tyler James Williams, who people know he was Chris. And everybody hates Chris. He's all grown up now. He's 29 years old. He's a grown man now, and he's being sexually harassed too by the principal of the school.
The principal, who's played incredibly by Janelle James, who's basically this school's Michael Scott.
Pretty much, yeah. I would say. I think watching the show, I guess I don't want to immediately say some characters are similar to, maybe you'll get personality wise to maybe some other characters in mockumentary shows like that, but I could kind of see that a little bit of like the Michael Scott character of. But I think, even he, I mean, he was a bad boss, but he was good at his job. Like Michael Scott was a good salesman. I mean, when you see him actually do his job of a salesman, he was actually good at it. She just doesn't care about her job and is not good at maybe any aspect of the job. But yeah, you kind of have this nice, kind of good cast of characters and, these different kind of personalities. And, it is kind of fun to watch them. I think all the cast have amazing chemistry together. I'll say that right off the bat. And I will say that there is a lot of situations here that they do balance a lot of the kind of moments, dramatic moments and comedy moments really well. I don't think it gets too dramatic, but it does kind of balance those things well and gives you that insight of how hard it is for teachers, especially when you're dealing with teachers like they talk about in being a public school, where they say like, well, we kind of have to be everything for these kids. We got to be a social worker. We got to be, not only just that, and also teach them and, be kind of the only comfort that a lot of these kids have because they maybe come from a rough home life or they may not have a good adult figure that they can look to. So I thought that a lot of it, bringing that into the show was also very, very good. Jenna, what were kind of your thoughts on the show?
Well, I mean, for one, I've been a avid supporter of Quentin Bronson. Um, from He Got Money. Oh, He Got Money. I was saying that for like 3 years. I was like, oh, He Got Money. I still say it. Like it was just she she was a part of that era of social media where it was, fun, but you knew the quality was on its way out. And we didn't know when it would come back. And she was a part of that generation, that comedic generation. And to see someone come from literally, YouTube, Instagram to writing and getting their own show on a major network television show as a black woman, like we can only stand. Like it's a beautiful thing to watch, and it's actually funny, and that's what I feel like with Abbott Elementary. The humor is actually really good. Like the comedic timing in here is really good. The casting is really good. Even though I feel like this is more like Workaholics than The Office. Like they have those moments, but it gives me more Workaholics vibe just because of just how rambunctious this show can get. Like it can get like nonsensical really fast, but the way they handle it is such a grounded way. It's just a great comedy. And my favorite is actually let me look up her name. She's the Italian.
Oh
She's
yeah,
the Italian.
Lisa Ann Walter. Yeah.
Oh, Lisa Ann Walter, the one. I got a guy for everything.
Yeah.
Right? Yo, when she brought the snakes in instead of birds,
yeah, I got a chicken. I got a guy named Chicken for snakes eggs, and I got a guy named Snake for chicken eggs.
and it's not like some illegal ass species weren't supposed to be there. And I was like, yo, I love her because she really, her comedic timing is just perfect. For me, it really is casting, like you said, Josh. Like it's for me, they did a really good job of having this chemistry together and creating these characters to where they're relatable enough to where anybody can watch this show, but there still is a lot of nods to like, inner city schools, black culture. Like if you grew up going to a public school, you'll definitely find this funny. And there was teachers I had like some of them too, so I thought that was hilarious. And her mom was a teacher as well. I did not know that. She did interview, I forgot which late night guy. I want to say maybe Trevor Noah, actually. Maybe it's like a random Instagram interview, but she was talking about her like seeing what teachers go through, and then part of the money that she got, I think to start this show, she gave part of it to a school so they have supplies.
Oh.
So not only is she like a dope ass creative like person, she's actually like about this shit in real life. So yeah, this show is really good, and I was a little nervous. I'm gonna cap to you when it came to certain story arcs, so I didn't know how they were gonna wrap up. I.e., was it Janine, her love life or whatever?
Oh, her boyfriend, Zach, who's like this, who's like a rapper for Dare.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's just he's played by Larry Owens, and he's just so funny every time he's on screen. I can't help but laughing.
Yes, he completely steals the scene, but such in a good way. Such a good way.
You mean Janine's boyfriend is Zach Fox, right?
Oh,
The rapper in real
wait, no.
life. Yeah, yeah, Zach Fox, who's
Okay,
the
yeah.
rapper in real life. Yeah, yeah.
I'm
And then
weird.
Tariq
Yeah.
is that's the character's name, who's Janine's boyfriend. Who's
Tariq. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
Oh, right. I got him mixed up. My bad.
yeah.
Yeah, I did. I probably did. I'm still, for some reason, it's like I know all the, so I'm still trying to get their names. But no, like I said, everything just works so well here, and I'm glad they didn't take too long. Like I said, I was getting nervous because I was like, all right, where is this going? Like, and please don't make me wait till season two. You know what I mean? And they did not. They wrapped it up pretty well, and now I'm excited to see season two and like all the changes. And I don't know, these are just characters you can really fall in love with. They're likable, but they're not corny. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
it's just they're really well written.
yeah. Nick, what about you?
Yeah, me, I think with a lot of sitcoms, I think the foundation is one with the writing, and two with the casting. And I think if you cast any sitcom wrong, it's gonna fall apart. And I think everybody here is perfectly cast. I think some of the everybody has incredible chemistry. You get to explore dynamics with different characters in every single episode, which I think is a must for one, a sitcom, and two, for a first season of a sitcom, because you don't know how long you're going to have with one of these shows, which thankfully it got renewed for a second season. But you want time to explore how different actors and how different characters play off each other. Some of my best favorite moments were with Jacob and Melissa and the school custodian, who's played by William Stanford.
Mm,
I fucking love the custodian.
yeah,
That custodian is amazing.
yeah.
He out of pocket.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, do
Wasn't there an
you?
episode where he redid the Breakfast Club?
Yes, they did. They tried. Yeah, they did like a Breakfast Club parody.
Yeah,
I was
Parody, and it's a really sweet moment, which is like the kids doing like a love letter to their teachers, and he's just like trash.
yeah.
like, facts. He was like, he's like, lying for this.
Oh,
I was like, and that's
But
what I think in this show. That's what I love. Like they'll undermine of when it's supposed to be sitcom, and it's like back to reality.
hmm,
I like that.
yeah. Yeah, I think, when you have kind of one of these type of comedies, I mean, it really hinges on, when you have an ensemble, everybody really working and everybody really doing a good job. And I think up and down, I mean, the cast, I think everybody has their moments and has their episodes, and you get to really see the background of a lot of these characters, and kind of see them learn and kind of grow a little bit. And with the Janine character, she's come in, she's upright, and you really root for her. She's like that kind of Leslie Nope, or maybe Amy Santiago character that you see in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You know what I mean? She's really wants to be the best teacher, and really cares about these students. And maybe there's a tendency to even point out, maybe you don't care a little too much, because maybe you'll get burnt out and you can't solve and fix every little problem that a lot of these kids have, and even in the school, in a school that is very much underfunded, with textbooks that are years and years old, and
Textbooks they had to like cut and paste in the last three presidents after Bush.
yeah, you know what I mean, in situations like that. And so I think that is very good. And then seeing with
I'm
uh,
sorry.
yeah.
Killing.
Yeah, I mean, so I think a lot of that stuff is kind of very good.
Mhm.
And like with characters like Terrell James Williams, was seeing like because his character, the whole thing about his character was he was the one that was originally supposed to be the principal of the school, but he got cheated out of it
Mhm.
because of the character of Ava. She was the one that caught the superintendent cheating on his wife, so she got snuck in there and then was able to
She
blackmail him
blackmailed him.
into
You know, I
becoming
was gonna say blackmail him.
yeah, into becoming principal. So there was that, but he kind of is this stiff kind of teacher. Doesn't really know how to really much interact with the kids or have fun with the kids, which is a part of the learning process a little bit. Because this is dealing with a middle school, so they're teaching. What I mean? Kids, kind of between second graders, first graders, kindergarten, kind of teaching, more like little kids. So they incorporated that into more of the learning. So you see him kind of grow and learn throughout the process, which I thought was really nice. Yeah, and seeing as kind of the show progresses, I'm glad it got a second season. I am really glad it did because I would love to see these kind of characters come back and to see more hijinks, as they say, with them, because I think it has even more room to kind of grow. Which I very, very much appreciated. But there's a lot of great kind of golden moments in this show, and I get why it caught on so fast with a lot of people on the internet. Like you said, I mean, there's a lot of funny moments. Like when she's with her boyfriend, is really nice. Is this Hunter?
Oh shit! What up, Hunter?
Yeah, oops, my bad. I was not trying to. Wait a minute, what the hell does that
Why
mean?
not?
Oh,
I
hey.
mean, you want to chill? Go ahead. We're talking Doctor Strange and Daredevil after this.
Oh shit! Well, why not? This is a happy accident. I was like,
Oh, okay.
But going back to Abbott Elementary, it's so refreshing that a show like this got a second season, especially on a major network with from a Black creator. I don't think this would have gotten a second season if it came out like 5 years earlier. And I think with the second season, just with everything that's going on with, the fucking state of public education, all of the bullshit that is getting pushed through Congress, it opens up the possibility so much for stories that they can tell in season 2 of this show.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, Nick. Yes.
Jenna, what would you like to see in a season 2?
Part of what Nick brought up, because they did a great way of tackling certain topics, but not in a preachy way, which was really refreshing. But season 2, clearly, I would like to see if we were gonna have a romance in there between Janine and, oh my god, I feel so bad. Everybody
Gregory.
Chris, his character.
Yeah,
Gregory.
Yes. Gregory.
Yeah.
And I would like for them to speak more on just like the state of teaching and bringing in like more issues of dealing with the board. I like the fact when they put those elements in, because like Nick said, it's going to open up the platform to talk about relevant issues. So I think as long as they stay like true to a teacher's experience, we're going to get some great moments and be able to grow with these characters. So yeah, there's a lot. Because we haven't even, did we talk about the white teacher, white homeboy?
Yeah, Jacob, who's played by Chris Perfetti.
Jacob.
Yeah, he's the liberal white kind of teacher. Yeah, you know what I mean. I guess he's that type of guy.
He's the liberal white. He's the liberal white guilt teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Oh, Captain, my captain.
Yeah, he's the history teacher for the school.
Which I find hilarious.
And he tries to form this. He thinks he's best friends with Greg. Who's Taylor James Wilson. He thinks that's his best friend there. Kind of forms this attachment to him, and also funny to see Janine's attachment to the older teacher, Barbara. Even sees her as like this big mother figure, and forms kind of this weird attachment there.
Yeah, it's the work mom.
Yeah, work mom. And it was funny when the episode, I think it was episode 12 or 13, where her daughter came, Barbara's daughter came, and she was like, man, how lucky how lucky you must have been to have her, as a mother, for the period talks and the sex talks. And it's like, I'd love for you even to have a period talk with her now. It's like, Jesus Christ. I mean, she's, really awkward a lot of times. For the lead of, her show, Quinta Brunson, she really knocks it out of the park, I think, with everything. Her, her line delivery, her, of course, you got to do the classic. If you're going to be in a mockumentary, you got to know how to do the classic look to the camera. And Taylor James Wilson, he also does an amazing job of that, too, that with his eyes, because his eyes are kind of big. So it's kind of, when he looks at the camera, it is kind of like, nigga, can you believe this? And you just get that weight on his mind. So it's kind of funny to watch that. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed this kind of series a lot. And then doing the second season, like you said, because a lot of teachers, in America are overworked and underpaid, and have to fight for a lot of things. And you do have a lot of teachers who do talk about being burnt out. Dealing with classes being kind of overstuffed and teaching so many kids and resources not being there for certain things, and dealing with kids, and if you are in this situation at public school, who do come from rough home life, and trying to get them to focus on doing the material. It can be really tough and really challenging. I know a teacher, Chris Brown. He's a cool guy. Not Chris Brown the singer, but Chris Brown, who's he's a teacher, and he talks about sometimes dealing with a lot of those issues. I should actually get his opinion on the show as well. But he talks about kind of a lot of those issues there of kind of feeling like that. I very much enjoyed this series. Any negatives for you all at all with this?
Not really. Even thinking back on some of the episodes, I think there's either moments where I'm either chuckling or I'm laughing hard at a lot of the bits that they do on the show. I don't really have a negative thing to say. However, I do think there's a moment with episode 12 where we really focus on the character of Ava. And it's where, her job's really in jeopardy. I think it is a moment that to me, it didn't really feel earned, because it's a moment of earnestness that doesn't feel right coming from the character of Ava.
Okay. Jenna, any issues?
Yeah, Nick, stop. Did you read my fucking lines, bro? Still on my answers today. You're still on my answers. Typical.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
no,
smart.
Yes, you are. That's pretty much where I'm 100% with Nick. That was the only one where I was like, man, y'all could have saved this for maybe 2 or 3 episodes later, and then I could have rocked with it, because she's still really fucking annoying to me. But I guess my negative would just be it could turn into. That's the issue when you have such a strong first season like this. A lot of expectations are placed on you. I mean, Rick and Morty has talked about it plenty of times in their episodes of just the pressures of writing a good show, and then the network wants more. You know what I mean? So I just hope that they don't drag this out too long, or don't they succumb to writing the characters really predictably. You know what I mean? So no, my negatives, I don't have too many. Like Nick said, I was either chuckling, it's bingeable, it's entertaining, it's rewatchable. I this is one of those shows where it's oh yeah, I don't know if we're ever gonna get I think this I would consider this the last great sitcom, because we're slowly, well, not slowly, we're now really exiting that era of the sitcom, because television's changing so goddamn much. But yeah.
And this whole kind of mockumentary style, it's kind of because you haven't seen this style since shows is Modern Family still on? Is that show still going, or is that show?
I think Modern Family ended a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's not on anymore.
Okay, yeah. So you see, kind of a lot of those shows have ended now, like Parks and Recreations.
I mean, when the dweeby girl suddenly becomes hotter than the hot sister, then I think that's the time bomb on your show.
So true.
Okay. So I mean, you had kind of a lot of those shows, so that style, has kind of been away for a while. So it's just kind of getting back into it again with this show. Which is kind of interesting the way they kind of did it like that. But ABC, I mean, that's what, so I guess that's kind of interesting the way they kind of got back into that. And it's kind of also with kind of a sitcom like this, it's kind of rare for a first season to really knock it out of the park like it does. Usually, with kind of sitcom shows, it takes maybe a season or two. That's where the
even some of the great sitcoms like The Office, Parks and Rec, those first seasons are rough to get through.
Yeah. So it takes kind of a while for it to find this film, but not this show. I think it finds this groove pretty nice. The danger kind of is it's on network TV, so it's them continuing it for 7, 8 seasons, and kind of going on maybe longer than it should. But I'm happy with it really right now. Don't want to wait to the future. I'm happy with the show right now. And it is on Hulu, very bingeable. You can watch it like Jenna was talking about. 30-minute episodes on Hulu. That you can watch back to back to back. I watched it all in a day, basically, which was really nice. So yeah, I actually adore the show. My favorite character, I love the principal. I'd say the principal is my favorite character. Everything she said to me,
my fucking nerves.
everything she said and did was really funny to me. I
wanted to like that character more, but it felt too real. That just like gleefully incompetent school official.
Okay. Well, who's your favorite character then?
Bro, when she had all those tech pads of her.
Oh.
I cannot with her, bro. I cannot.
Yeah. Who was your favorite character there, Nick?
Ooh, I'm struggling. I think my favorite character might be Mr. Johnson, the school custodian, who's just always coming in with just a line or a joke that always has me dying. That or Melissa, who is the teacher with the sometimes shady connections.
Yeah, Jenna, what about you?
Damn, I can only pick one, huh? It would be in the order of Nick, but I would actually vouch for Gregory. Gregory's he cracks me up, and it's like he's not like this funniest, but he is the charming character on that show, the most endearing character on that show. But his facial expressions are all memeable. Like I kept trying to stop it and take a picture on my phone because the way he would have me weak. It would have me weak because he like can channel my inner just like yes, we're thinking the same exact thing. What the hell is going on? Like he really grounds the show in a good way, and that dynamic between him and Ava is going to be interesting to see play out.
Yeah, very good. So when season 2 comes out, we'll discuss it and we'll review it. So it's really nice. Yeah, congratulations to her though. Been working, in the business, trying to move up the ladder, up and up, and you see her kind of succeed and get their own shows. That's pretty nice.
One of those Instagram comedians that one is actually funny, and two actually got some like good, well-deserved success.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. She was. I told y'all that was the end of that generation, man. After her, I knew it was high-key a rap.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember seeing her on Instagram with the large, large. Yeah, I remember seeing that way back when.
Right, large. She got money.
So yeah, awesome for her.